Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Jake's Take with Jacob Eliashar podcast. I'm your host, Jacob Eliashar, and I'm the chief content producer and writer of jakestake.com. Now, before we get down to business, here I have to read this. My views and opinions do not reflect the following entertainment companies that will be mentioned this episode: Fox, ABC, the Walt Disney Company, CBS, Eye on the Wall Productions, NBC, and Sony Music Entertainment. I'm not affiliated to any of the organizations that I mentioned in this episode, and also, the Jake's Take with Jacob Eliashar podcast is copyrighted by Jacob Eliashar, and you must speak with me in order to get this podcast to be shared on other various media platforms. Now, let's get down to business. The Masked Singer returned last Wednesday with a 2-hour spectacle. 2 masked singers were eliminated, and they were the Penguin and the Black Widow. And it turned out that both of them have something in common. They're both co-hosts of The View, former co-hosts, that is. And with that, 9 masks remain. I picked out 5 masks that I believe could win this series. Number 1, The Flower. Last week, she performed Sia's Cheap Thrills, which I got chills by that performance. And after listening to that performance carefully, I believe The Flower is none other than Patti LaBelle. I know it's Patti because I know her vocal runs from anywhere, and also I had the pleasure of seeing her in concert before I left Kansas City in 2017. She puts on a phenomenal show, and her vocals are truly one of a kind. Second, The Leopard. This week, The Leopard sang Katy Perry's Teenage Dream. I thought it was a fantastic cover, and after listening to his voice very carefully, I believe it is Seal under the mask. Third is the Rottweiler. This week he performed One Republic's Love Runs Out. It was an amazing cover, and after being confused by him a couple times, I can correctly predictly guess that it is Chris Daughtry under the mask. Fourth is the Flamingo. Now, the Flamingo sang The Greatest Showman's Never Enough. It's a lovely ballad that's been covered by Kelly Clarkson and Amber Riley and also Nicole Scherzinger. However, this woman singing Never Enough was the Real's Adrienne Bailon. That's what a lot of the internet is speculating. Finally, rounding up my top 5 is the Thingamajig. This week, the Thingamajig sang The Temptations' Ain't Too Proud to Beg. And I thought it was a good song, but it actually was not a good performance for me. His best is when he sang a cover of Casey Musgrave's Rainbow. I nearly cried during that performance, and I still don't know who this guy is under the mask. Anyway, this Wednesday, Triumph the Insult Comic Dog joins the panel of judges, and you can catch The Masked Singer that airs on Wednesdays on Fox. Alrighty, speaking of The View marked its 5,000th show on Thursday. Not bad for being on television for 22 years. Bill Getty, who actually co-founded The View with Barbara Walters. And he's the co-executive producer. He was there through seasons 1 through 17. It was great to see him. I kind of wish that he helmed the ship because it was probably one of the rockiest episodes in View history. The reason why was Donald Trump Jr. and his girlfriend, Kimberly Guilfoyle, made their first appearances. It was a very tense conversation from start to finish. It looked like Whoopi and Joy almost got into verbal spars with Donald Trump Jr., and that was the most stoic I ever saw Meghan McCain on that show. Meanwhile, Sunny Hostin and Trump Jr. also exchanged words on television, and also as of this recording, they also got into a Twitter feud as well. This all could be prevented if they did not bring on Trump Jr. It's the 5,000th show, and if I was part of the View producers team, I wanted to celebrate its legacy. I would have asked Meredith Vieira, Star Jones, Lisa Ling, Elizabeth Hasselbeck, Rosie O'Donnell, Sherry Shepard, Nicole Wallace, Sarah Haynes, Jedediah Bila and Paula Ferris make cameos or even be on the program live. It celebrates View's legacy, and that Trump circus was a nightmare. It's been covered on the Daily Beast, People, Entertainment Weekly. It's been all over the internet. Anyway, The View airs weekdays on ABC. Now on to some happier news. Last Friday, I was at Slate in New York City to meet not one, not two, but 6 cast members of Big Brother 21. Originally advertised was Nicole Anthony, who won America's Favorite Player and came in 3rd place. Tommy Bracco, top 5. Christy Murphy, top 6. And Nick Macaron, top 8. They were all headlined. However, they were surprised, and along with all the attendees, when Jessica Milagros and Kat Dunn made a surprise entrance. They both disguised themselves with wigs, and it was amazing to see. And it was like a whole commotion that shook the Slate New York nightclub. I gotta say, it was so nice to meet all of them. They were truly great, very generous with all the fans that were there. And I had a wonderful time. I contacted Nicole, Tommy, Chrissy, and Nick. Hopefully they make a stop on Jake's Take. Also, I want to give a big shout out to Mad Rose, Maddie and Janet, and Eric of Your Reality Recaps. Those 2 channels are possibly where I get all my Big Brother information from, besides Rob Has a Podcast and Carter Matt. Maddie and Janet really do phenomenal well when it comes to creativity. They have a thing called Big Brother Puppet Theater where they take dolls and action figures and transform them as house guests. It's hysterical. Finally, then you have Eric of Your Reality Recaps. He basically covers Survivor, The Challenge, and also he does a lot of the Bravo recaps as well. It's basically like Watch What Happens but live, and there's a thing called the Trash Draft that I may need to enter next year. It was fun by all, and it was a phenomenal experience. Anyway, let's get to JakesTake.com. Recently, I published the top 30 reality television performances of the 2010s. Basically, they include American Idol, Asia's Got Talent, Britain's Got Talent, Britain's Got Talent Champions, Rising Star, The Voice Australia, The Voice USA, and X Factor USA. Now, Jacob, you're going to ask yourself, why did I include America's Got Talent? Because earlier this summer, I named my top 20 performances from America's Got Talent from this past decade. Anyway, if you want the spoiler alert, here you go. You've been warned. The 5 performances that I named my top 5 were number 5, Jordan Smith, who sang Somebody to Love on The Voice in 2015. Number 4, Geraldine Flores, who sang The Impossible Dream on Asia's Got Talent in 2015. Number 3, Stacey Francis, who sang Purple Rain, X Factor USA 2011, and that performance is I highly recommend watching. That's the perfect way to cover Prince because it was heart, soul, passion, and fire. And also made Enrique Iglesias and Nicole Scherzinger quad. Number 2 is Simon Cowell's tribute, Together We Are One. That was on American Idol Season 9, 2010. And coming in at number 1 was the Fox finale opening of One Voice by Barry Manilow. And that was at Season 15 of American Idol, and that was at 2016. I chose both of them for a reason because both those 2 performances showcased the power of American Idol at its prime and how it was able to transform regular people into superstars and household names. Speaking of countdowns, I also named my top 40 songs of 2019, and it's also on Spotify. You can check it out. The songs include Slow Dance by friend of the blog, AJ Mitchell, featuring Ava Max, Spirit by Beyonce, One More Red Light by Cassidy Pope, Never Too Late by Sir Elton John, Hold On by Hootie and the Blowfish, Higher Love by Kygo and Whitney Houston, Old Town Road by Lil Nas X and Billy Ray Cyrus, He Lives in You by friend of the blog, Peter Hollins, and the cast of The Lion King. This is the Broadway version of The Lion King, not the 2019 movie. Number 9 was Tell Me When It's Over by Sheryl Crow and Chris Stapleton. And top 10 is Someone That I Used to Know by Zach Brown Band. You can check it out, all these articles and more on jakestake.com. Guys, thank you so much for listening. For more information, head over to jakes-take.com. Once again, jakes-take.com. And also, you can find me on social media you can find me on Jacob Elyashar, Jacob, last name Elyashar, Elyachar, on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Thank you so much for listening, guys, and have a fantastic week.